Are you choosing the darkness or are you choosing the light? In your day to day decisions, we all make many decisions on a day to day basis. I want you to notice with curiosity in the next, let's say, 24 hours, what what do those decisions that you're making, those choices you're making throughout your day, do they feel light or do they feel dark? So light and easy, or dark and maybe heavy. Light and light in more ways than one, just light as in lightweight. And again, it's very important you look at this with curiosity. Don't make it mean anything, just look with curiosity and consider, huh, I am viewing this decision making or what I feel like is a lack of choice for me in something that I feel I have to do. Can I just notice, is that 100% true? Do I have to do that thing? And maybe to get to the means that you want to get to, that means to the ends, you might have to do that thing. But often we tell ourselves that something is 100% necessary and potentially make ourselves miserable in the doing of it, only to, maybe if you're lucky, realize down the line that you don't have to do it. There's like you'll still survive without doing it. It's just a choice with if you whatever this thing that you feel like you need or should do, there's obviously some kind of payoff that you feel is worth you doing this thing that makes you feel heavy or kind of the darker, deeper feelings. They're not so good deep feelings because deep feelings are good. I just am trying to put this into words. I just want you to feel into the feelings that you have when you make your decisions. Like it's what is it's just good for noticing what's going on for you as you make your choices throughout the day. Because if we don't listen to those feelings and what they're telling us, we're going to miss all that information about, okay, this makes me feel pretty heavy or dark every time I do it. And it's something I do on a daily basis. Could I maybe figure out a way to live life that I do less of that? If that's possible for what's important to you. Maybe that hard, dark thing that you have to do on a daily basis helps you get something that gives you a lot of light. Or maybe it's just conditioning, patterning that has you stay in love and belonging with the people, places, spaces, connected, and it's too scary to your system to let that go and choose to go towards the light and choose to, uh, maybe be wrong that you had to hold on to these dark feelings. Um, like quite often we'll hold on to dark feelings, our darkness, because we want to prove ourselves right, make sure that it's all worth it, at the expense of choosing those lighter feelings and going towards something that lights us up and excites us. I know I'm sounding a bit more esoteric today, so I'm hoping this is making sense. But my point is, we just get to, in any given moment, as long as we consciously take the time to notice, we get to notice when we're doing something out of a heavy obligation, and we get to be curious about like whether we need to continue to do it that way, because we're the only ones in control of ourselves and our own gosh darn lives that could possibly choose differently. So we've got to be willing to choose differently, even if it scares our system, even if we have to fight all the patterning we've got inside of us already, and in our field. Like it's up to us to notice it, to notice those shadows, so that we can unfold the light that's within them. There'll be a loving a light-filled reason that that shadow even exists, some way that a former version of yourself was caring for you and decided to create that pattern or that way of being in order for you to survive. And that's the most loving thing that it could do. But sometimes the twists and turns that it takes in order to do that, just from your lived experiences, create a lot of dark feelings within us. Um, and I think there's a beauty to the darkness. There's a beauty to the shadows. And I don't mean this in any kind of evil, insidious way. I just mean if we didn't experience the shadow, the darkness, we could not see how light the light is. Does that make sense? I know it makes sense. I know it makes sense for me. I've talked about this with many people, but I just hope that this is coming across. Um, and I'm sure I will talk about this more in the future because, I mean, as my coach says, is really, she does tons of different coaching modalities as well as being an, an actual master fitness coach of 25 plus years. She's trained in somatics and NLP and family constellations. She's a shaman. Like she's trained in theta healing and all sorts. And she says basically everything she does is just to help unfold the light in each person that she works with. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's the gist. She's here to help unfold the light um, in people, but also, um, you know, for through those people in the wider communities and in the world. And I think that's a beautiful way to look at it because I I believe that in our our experience, our human experience here on Earth is so that we can experience both sides of the spectrum. But I know that without my dark moments, I wouldn't have appreciated some of my light moments to the level that I did. I wouldn't have that gratitude. And I'm still thankful for all my hard experiences because I know they've made me stronger. And but also I know that the light will come back if it feels like I'm caught in the dark. So if you're someone that feels like you're in a dark space, that's really hard. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. And I know this is a very woo woo conversation, but I'm hoping you still can hear me because you have light to unfold, my friend. There's something that lights you up. There's maybe many things that light you up. Even if they're small things that are just a silly little joke you have with yourself when you walk past a certain sign. That's different ways you can unfold your light in small ways. And if you're feeling heavy and in the dark right now, then what can you do? How can you be curious enough to be open enough to see those small moments of light if that's all you can fathom right now? How can you embrace, those little pockets of joy, those pockets of light? And if you are feeling up to it, please don't rush ahead if you don't feel up to it. What really lights you up? Like, what lights you up to the point that you want to create a full on project around it, or full on business, or a community around? And what might that look like for you? I just want you to, again, use our good friend curiosity and just consider what light you could unfold in this world. Even if it's just purely for yourself, even if it's just something that gets you excited, gets you like pumped to do something in your day, gets you up and about, gets you, I don't know, just giggling to yourself, or smiling to yourself. No one else needs to know about it or care about it, or in fact, like, the more that you can choose your light, no matter what or who is around you, the more you get to feel good in that light. And I'm not going to say it's as simple as, oh, I don't want to feel dark anymore, so I'm just going to choose to feel light. No. There's a possibility that could be possible. I don't want to let that down, because that could be a beautiful light that you find the courage to unfold. But what I'm saying is, if we can just be curious as to what we're holding on to with that dark energy that we're feeling, what are we trying to be right about or trying to not be wrong about? And why does it feel unsurvivable to us, to our systems, our patterns, our ways of being? And if we looked at it, if we zoomed out and looked at it maybe from a perspective of us being someone like us, but not us, but someone that we'd love and care for and want to give good advice, like a best friend, could we see whether that's whether it's completely true that they couldn't survive without feeling like they need to be right about this dark energy? Or could whatever's getting them in a dark energy, could they notice, like, where's that coming from? What part of me is telling me it's unsurvivable to do something a different way that might unfold my life more, might have me choosing my light over the darkness, maybe admitting I was wrong. But do you really want to be right about being in your darkness? Or do you want to follow what lights you up and what excites you and what makes you feel alive? Look, it's okay if you're in a time and a place even that you're like, no, I want to stay in my darkness and be right. Hey, you do you, but lovingly and lovingly. I hope you choose your light. If you don't feel like choosing it now, I get it. But if you choose your light, if you choose to choose your light, how much better would that feel? What if you let go of the darkness as much as you can let go, because there's always patterns and ways of being that will show up again, and sometimes it's not that simple and there's underlying health conditions going on and who knows what else, maybe certain relationships in your life that bring it back up and again and again. But maybe it's that you need to remove relationships out of your life. Maybe that's what you're trying to be right about, being right about this relationship. But yeah, whatever it is for you, just consider, what could it be like if you chose the light? Okay, I feel like I've jumped around a bit there, and that wasn't the clearest explanation of choosing light over your darkness. Um, but I will continue to talk about this. I did speak on the video yesterday about different ways of tuning into um, decision making tools and choice making tools. And I do have a really great one for you, but I just felt called to talk about light today and darkness for some reason. So we will come back to that at some point. I mean, I do these daily, so we've got lots of time to chat in the future, and yeah, hopefully over time, the more that I show up here daily, the more that I learn to speak on the fly, and I'll be able to refine this message and put it into better words. But hopefully, it's at least opened the draft for the first chapter, or well, I have talked about this before, but it's opened a chapter. Let's put it that way. Okay, much love. Hope you choose the light.